the latest and exclusive music from across the globe. It's PowerBEATS. PowerBEATS on TUT FM.
012, you are indeed tuned in to the Power Beats with myself, Tommy M, the Smooth Nisi, and DJ Psycho. And yeah, it's that time. It's for us to get into what we do best, back-to-back features. Today we have no exception, like we do. Today we have a very, very special, very talented rapper, social media personality, right? And I think genuinely he's just a very authentic, very cool guy. I think I just love, just researching and just getting to know Lil Man J. I think he's an easily lovable, gent, So Lil Man J, thank you so much for joining us here on the Power Beats, man, with myself, Tommy M, this Smooth Nisi, and DJ Psycho. Yeah,
Yes, sir, man. Y'all good today?
Oh man,
good,
absolutely
good,
amazing.
Man. Good.
Absolutely amazing.
What about you, man? Still early in the morning? That's
good. Got a little cup of coffee. Yeah, it's like 10:30. Woke up a little late night, so I got up a little late. Gotta get that sleep in.
Yeah, I see. You're doing pretty well on Spotify. The Spotify numbers are up. You did pretty well. Shout out to you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I was very happy to see those numbers for sure. And 2024 is about to be even crazy.
25 million streams, huh?
That's amazing.
3.1 million listeners.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. But then, this is just now, so we got before we get to the numbers now, we have to rewind and go back to where it all started. Now, please let us know where the journey started.
Who is Lil Man J?
Yeah, and who is Lil Man J?
Man, the journey of music started on a road trip, man. We was driving, my family, my mom, dad, brother, and sister. We were driving to a mountain house or a beach house that we went to every year, summertime, to enjoy with the family. And this year, though, we were driving the whole time. It was like a 2-hour drive. The whole time I was listening to music. The music I listened to then was like Polo G, Lil TJ, Trippie Redd, like the people that were really, really big in 2019, like whenever they first started blowing up and heavy. And so I was really influenced by that. And on the way there, we stopped at a grocery store. We were like 15 minutes away from the house at this point. So we stopped at a grocery store. They all went in. They asked if I wanted to go in. I said no, because I got the random inspiration to make a song. I was literally just like, I'm just gonna try it. You know what I mean? Because I guess I was just like, I just seeing the lifestyle they live as well, like just what you see on social media and stuff. I guess it also is like, that's what I want. So, anyways, I just influenced by all that. Literally looked up type beats on YouTube, and literally played the first beat and came up with a flow immediately, and that's how I wrote my first song. It was kind of like, that's kind of how I knew it was a gift, because it kind of just came naturally, and I was able to make something pretty decent.
Yeah.
You recorded on an iPhone? Is that true?
Yeah, I recorded it on GarageBand.
Okay.
Wow.
Interesting. That's very cool, man.
Yeah.
Very resourceful. Very resourceful of you.
Yeah, yeah. And then, so after I made my first song, got back home, and that's whenever I recorded on GarageBand.
Yeah.
And then a few days later, I still had school.
Yeah.
And I still had school. So I went back, I told my friends, I was like, yo, boys, I made some music I want y'all to hear. And I was like, I don't even know what I want to call the song. I don't even know what my name's going to be. So literally we started brainstorming what my name should be on the walk back to my car.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, just throwing out names. I really can't even remember what names were thrown out. And one of them said Lil Man J. I was like, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it make because I knew it would make sense for my whole life, because I'm literally a little man. Because I'm a man now. I'm technically an adult. But I'm only 5'4", so I'm still little.
Yeah.
So I'm a little man, and then my name is Jack. So J. It made sense to me. And so that's how I got the name. And then the song name was pretty easy. I just called it It's Just the Beginning.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of where my career started. And I didn't know nothing about social media, nothing on really marketing, and I didn't research it too much. I really just posted on my socials and hoped it would gain traction. And the numbers discouraged me, and I kind of was just on and off the music until I was dropping like every month for like 6 months, and then last I got discouraged. I didn't drop for a minute, but I still worked on music every now and then,
Dope.
and I got back into it. I got revived on like Christmas of 2021.
Okay.
I was like, for the new year, I know I want to do this music
Yeah.
stuff, so I'm going back in it
Yeah.
hard. And so that was my New Year's resolution. And 2022, I just started it the right way.
You went
Started
in.
learning how to market
Yeah.
correctly, all that.
Yeah.
Put in that work.
Okay. No,
Amazing.
no. We're not gonna deny you the opportunity to shout out the place that birthed Lil Man J. So let us know, where were you born, where were you raised, and
What was your upbringing like?
yeah.
Man, I was born in the country, man, where every store is mom and pop.
Okay.
Every store is still brick. There's a lot of abandoned stuff. And tractors driving on the road. And all that, man. Construction sites everywhere. But that was my upbringing, the country.
Yeah.
And I feel like, um, that's how I grew up, you know.
Yeah.
And my family have a house and
Yeah.
in like the woods. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere. And anyways, just went to school, hung out with friends. I feel like kind of a stereotypical
Yeah. Yeah.
thing.
But I bet it was a peaceful upbringing. A house in the middle of nowhere.
Kind of. I I dealt with like a lot of getting made fun of and stuff due to the way I walked and the way I talked and stuff like that. And it was not that peaceful, I guess,
Okay.
in
Okay.
that aspect mentally.
Yeah, but you somehow managed to
Yeah.
own, your personality and who you are, and
Exactly.
your medical conditions. So what keeps you going? What keeps you, what kept you strong and just, focused
Yeah.
on yourself and your music? How did you overcome, all the
One,
challenges and
what did you say?
I said, how did you overcome all that bullying and all those
Yeah.
mental challenges that were, affecting you?
Really, it's just like it was like one like quote or just one saying that was just like eye opening. It
Okay.
was like, once you stop caring what other people think,
Yeah.
I can't even think. I can't even think of the other half of it right now.
Yeah,
But it
but
was like, once
yeah,
you stop caring what other people think, something about how you'll be successful or be
Yeah.
better than them. Once you stop worrying about what others think,
yeah.
you'll be able to conquer something. I can't think of it right now,
Yeah,
but
but we get the
that's kind
gist
of
of it,
like,
because that's powerful. That's some powerful stuff. Once
yeah, it's kind of
once
like a
we get
quote
out
that
of
brought
our
it in
mind,
perspective.
yeah, that's powerful, bro.
Let's talk about
Yeah,
Cap Freestyle. You did that. The visuals on that are amazing. You're shy of 7 million, by the way, on YouTube for the
Huge.
for that. So I don't know, what were you thinking when you made that record? Was it intentional? And speaking of also owning your medical condition, the way you speak, obviously when people decide that you sound like, so on, little baby, whatever. And then, but that's how you speak, you know what I mean? So I love how
Yeah.
you owned it, and, shout out to you for owning it, because somebody else would have said, but, you owned it and you've made something out of that, and that also led to your trajectory, of course, and, your success. So shout out to you, for having that vision, but I want to know, what was going through the back of your mind when you made that track? What was the inspiration?
well, honestly, basically, this is kind of what happened. So I was on TikTok live for about a few months at this point. That's whenever I started getting some of the socials um
So you do
attention.
live?
And I mean, I only had like 20,000 followers, but I was starting to get attention. I was going live and stuff to build my fan base.
Yeah.
And so I was already kind of like, honestly, like a few weeks after I started, I was already getting that comparison.
Yeah.
And so I was just listening to some music one day, And at that point, I was listening to a lot of underground artists because I was trying to listen to them and like connect with them so I could build my fan base with
Yeah.
theirs and we
Yeah.
could connect. You know what I mean? Like how you connect with underground artists so you can help grow each other.
Yeah.
So I was listening to some underground music, and one of the songs was called "My City," and it had like that. It had like a nice beat that was like, there was just something about the beat. I was like, okay, wait. I feel like if I find a beat like this, I can slide on it. And it was that like kind of little babyish type of beat, and I was like, if I slide on that, like it came to me all at one time. It's like if I make a song like that and they already have the comparisons, I know this will be a moment. So fast forward, I went home and I looked up the name of the song, My City, and I looked up My City, Lil Baby type beat, and hold on, I'm not tripping. I looked up My City, Lil Baby type beat, and it was actually the first one I clicked. It wasn't the same beat, but I clicked it and I immediately started jamming. I was like, this is hard. And I actually played it on TikTok live, and everybody's like, that's hard. Shout out to my boy Michael Lur, who helped make the beat. But played it on TikTok live, and that's whenever at that point I was already writing songs on live. So it was just like get straight to it. Immediately I came up with the Run of the City, you know how we kind of, and then from there wrote the rest of the song with my fans on live. And I liked it. I liked it whenever I made it, but then I went to the studio and recorded it. And at that point, it wasn't the nicest studio. It got the job done, but like the reference on it wasn't the best.
Yeah.
So I was like, dang. But then I sent it to my mixing and mastering engineer, and I guess it just kind of the way he like compressed the vocals to make them louder and attack more. It was like, okay, actually, this is something. So I got me lit. Literally, normally my engineer takes like 7 revisions to get it perfectly how I wanted. He sent this one first mix. It was it. I listened to it in my headphones. I was like, oh yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
From there, dropped the song. I already knew what I was doing with it. I already knew how to promote it, and it was over. But since then, I've definitely been really paving my own way and creating my own flows and just experimenting because I know I can't build a stable career off of something like that. So I used it as a moment, and now I'm moving away from it and really building up my name, Lil
That's
Man J, as its own person and identity.
You know, I'm listening to you, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, we've interviewed a lot of artists, a lot of people, and you know, the people that I consider to be really good, really great, and have that potential to be great, people like you know, you are an amazing storyteller. You know, I'm out here. I mean, I'm listening to you, and the way that you're articulating the words, yeah, the way that you're taking us through the journey, I can actually tell that you're gonna be you know, it takes an amazing storyteller, you know, to put together music and good music that people relate to. And I can say without
Mm-hmm.
doubt, you're a great storyteller, bro. And that translates very well in your music.
I really appreciate that, man. That means a lot. Thank you.
shut up, shut up.
Yes,
I
sir.
want to know. I want to know,
Thank you,
man.
man.
So what's coming up next for you, man, in terms of, the next few months? I mean, we are now in the summer, you guys are heading into, the fall and the winter. What's coming up for you in terms of, your next projects? Are you working on, you've got no album, I mean, you've got no record label at the moment, but you're very smart, man. You sound very smart in terms of your decision making and, how you follow the trends and, when to make certain decisions. So what are you working on? What should we look out for?
Currently, that's currently I'm looking to drop a project around the second quarter of 2024. That's my goal. But as of right now, I'm still in the experimenting stage where I'm trying to figure out like what I sound the best on, and I'm really just trying to make hits in every category so I can really start like setting up the album because originally before I knew anything, I was like, okay, I want an album to just have all my best songs on it. But then I realized an album needs to like tell a story, or an album needs to be like all it needs to be like it puts you in like a whole different universe while you're listening to it. You know what I mean? So once I realized that, it's like I have to articulate the song choices on the album and stuff a little bit better. So right now I'm just kind of making music, telling my excuse me, telling my story through it, and then just kind of really just bettering myself, trying to better myself with each song. So like by the beginning of January or February, I'm at the point where I can really start like setting up my album. Where it's like, okay, I
Yeah.
gotta make this type of song so I can finish the album. I gotta make this type of song so I can finish the album, and then it's ready.
By the way, which story are you telling
But
on the album?
I would prefer not to get too much yet.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, just cause, but I, I guess I will say this: the album is gonna be called Pain or Perseverance.
Dope. Okay.
Sounds dope.
That's dope.
So basically, yeah. So basically, you can either choose to go through pain all your life
Yeah.
and deal and live in the past, or you can choose to persevere and be successful and chase your dreams. Pain or Perseverance.
So you mentioned that, you got no label, no album yet. So, who helps you out? Do you have a team, that, makes things easier for you in terms of, helping you come up with these good ideas? Or is it just you? How do you stay so fresh with your ideas?
Man, I feel like it's just the way I came into it. It's like I know the world is moving so fast and like everything is just changing so quickly. Music industry, people's minds, what people like seeing, what people don't like seeing. So I learned that quickly into it. So I knew I had to change my ways like every month. So that was as far as ideas and stuff. That was just kind of mostly me like understanding how this social media game works. But as far as like helping with um other stuff, shout out to my manager Jeff Finster. He's helped me so much. We've been working together for like a year now, and we're killing it. My boy Ryan, who's even set up this interview, we just did a whole press run in Atlanta and LA, just doing everything you can imagine, meeting all kinds of people. So shout out to him. Really just trying to build up those connections and build a stronger
That's dope.
Yep, and then my cameraman Carter, shout out to him. He's like my full-time videographer, walking around helping me film social media content. And he actually has been helping me with editing and some ideas every now and then too.
Now, tell us about this story where you finessed a dealership, a car dealership,
For the
to
video.
create.
Yeah, for the video.
Let us know what happened.
A little finesse, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little man.
Little man finesse. um, so it really was that idea actually wasn't really mine. It was my boy Nito. You see him in some of my content. He did my braids, but he's also like he's a social media influencer as well, and we work together hand in hand, and he helps me come up with ideas. I help him come up with whatever. And anyway, so he literally just told me the idea. I had this viral idea, and he told me, he was like, we go to a dealership, we say we want to test drive a car, and then we put it in a music video. And I was like, that's viral. That's viral. So basically, literally that morning, we went to a dealership and we found like the best car we could think of using, a Bentley. Got the Bentley and test drove it. And what made it even better for us is the guy actually knew who I was. So he was more.
Oh, we thought it was.
He was more like.
Okay.
He was more like uppity. But I didn't tell him. I didn't tell him what was going on.
Yeah,
but he was just like uppity. He was probably a little bit cooler than you would be the normal people. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, anyways, we drove and stopped at a little spot, and then Nito brought out the camera. We're like, oh, we're gonna do this thing real quick. Don't even worry about it. I want to show my mom the car or something like that. So he put out the camera, started playing the song, went here, filmed a mini video, and then we just drove back.
That's dope. Shout out to you. That's
dope.
very
So the idea is actually like it's pretty crazy actually. Like a really good idea for
Yeah,
like actual music videos too.
Actually, yeah.
you have a lot of great ideas. That's why I had
Agree?
to ask, who's in your team, who's helping you come up with these great ideas, man? Because it helps, to have people around you who at least contribute.
100%. It keeps you from having to burn yourself out or stress out or think too much about it.
And also,
100%.
obviously you've been doing the most in terms of your online presence, your YouTube, your TikTok. But how has that transition been in terms of being on the come up, like from the bottom and like really climbing up to where you are now with like your success with your music? What's that been like? The transition and the change. What's it been like? How
The
does
transition kind of
how does it
from
feel?
nothing to something.
Yeah, how does it feel, man?
Man. So I had to come over here because they're dang doing a whole construction site beside me. Imagine that.
Yeah,
Can you guys hear me now?
yeah, we good.
So you said what was the transition like
Yeah, being
from
on top of the
nothing
come up.
to kind of getting some.
Yeah, to being on top of the come up.
Man, it's been great. I can't lie. I meet people that I never thought I'd meet. Like just dreamed of meeting, and then like being able to do what I love and monetize it and live off of it, where I don't have to worry about going back to a 9 to 5 or
Yeah,
one big thing I used to worry about was going to college or be like living on the streets. Like I was scared I was gonna maybe have to do that, but I was like, I don't want that to happen. So, anyways, that's is amazing, but I'm just trying to find a balance now because I got to the point where I was like, I mean, for like the past 2 years, I just been working like 10, 12, 14 hours a day. And it's like every day, like even Saturdays, Sundays, Sunday through Saturday, like every day working long hours on the music and the marketing and, brainstorming all that.
Y'all ready for this?
let's go.
So it led me to get burnt out.
FM 96.2, your ultimate dial. We give you the latest
So
sounds, latest music, latest artists every single time.
Your story is very inspirational. But then just let us know about your disabilities. Just let us know. From our side, we have somebody who's representing us internationally as South Africa. That's Black Coffee, and he's definitely shown people that it takes hard work and dedication to actually make this happen. And you are just living proof of that as well on your side. Just let us know about your disabilities and growing up and living with them.
Okay, so I was born with scoliosis, which is obviously curvature on the spine. Mine's actually pretty substantial. It's like and so that makes me walk a little weird. My muscles on my back, especially, it makes them look a little like one has a lot of muscle and the one doesn't have much because I walk like with it on one side. But and then I have cleft palate where wasn't born with a soft or hard palate in the roof of my mouth, so I had to get that replaced. That was never really a problem, but most people who have cleft palate have like a little lip thing right here, and I was blessed enough to not have that, so my lip is fine, and so that doesn't really affect me anymore. But that that's kind of what created my rasp though. That and then the distal arthrogryposis as well. Basically the main thing with that is I can't bend my fingers. And then I also have clubfoot, which that's the one that's probably affected me the most.
Mm-hmm.
It's where I was born, say this is my foot, like this is my foot right here, ankle. My foot was bent up to my ankle whenever I was born. And so I had to wear casts on my feet like the first few years of my life. I could only take them off once a week to correct it and make my feet look normal. I had to put screws and plates in there in my ankles to get my feet correct.
Yeah.
And my last surgery was in 7th grade, and to get the screws and plates out, but they weren't able to get it out of one foot. So now one foot walks on its tippy toes, and the other one walks on flat foot. So now I walk like this, walk with a little bit of a wobble. So I walk a little weird. Sometimes if I walk for too long, it hurts my back. But really, it's not much. It's just kind of like a lot of people talk about it, I guess, if you will.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of people
Yeah.
looking at you. I mean, it never too much affected me.
Yeah.
As far as like walking outside, because I feel like I was so used to it since I was a kid. So I always was a little different. I just got used to that. But whenever the people started talking on it online, or I actually grew up and kind of understood what they were talking about and what's wrong with me, it kind of put me in a little bit of a
Yeah.
funk.
Dope. That's dope.
But then it's good that you're showing that even with everything that you have on your shoulders, you know, you're able to actually carry that and push through, you know, go to such platforms. I saw you at the premiere of our department's the PR event. That was dope as well. And you know, saw you at a few places as well.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
good to actually show people that you can do and you can
Live a
do as
normal
much
life
as
and do as much as you want. Yeah,
that you're
challenge
doing
yourself.
exactly. It's so
Nah,
much.
exactly.
Yeah.
shout out to you, by the way. Shout out back. You got a new EP out. You got performances coming up soon? Any performances coming up soon where, you know?
Not soon. Next year, I'm getting a tour set up, a little college tour. Um, a lot of that's whenever so next year is gonna be big on performing, especially with my album coming out. Probably gonna try to go on a tour. But the rest of the year is definitely more focused on the actual creation of music and really just trying to better myself as far as that and create my music and not anybody else's.
Dope, dope, dope.
And let us know. I see you working with DJ Paul. Let us know how that experience is like, you know.
Man, it's amazing. Um, his energy, his energy is sick. It's like every song we made is just like a hit. It's like I would have dropped this now. And so I feel like we have very, very good chemistry as far as knowing what we like, how we make music. And I feel like whenever he just plays a beat, it's just something I can hop on and make a hit to. And he also gives his insight, like, oh, it would be cool if you did this here or did this here.
Yeah.
So it's definitely really cool getting to work with DJ Paul, especially a legend himself. So I'm very, very happy to be able to work with him and just
Yeah.
make hits.
And congratulations, by the way, on the social media success. You know, Snapchat doing amazing work down there, and of course, TikTok as well. So you're doing amazing numbers down there as well. When did that start, and why did you decide to let's go to TikTok, let's go to Snapchat, let's begin that journey?
Man, so I knew, especially in this new age, unless you were or you're in the right situation at the right time, or you're waiting for that right situation, or you grew up knowing people in the industry, like social media is like the only outlet now I feel like for most artists to be able to get their name out there. And so that's I learned that pretty quickly after some research, and I was like, okay, that's what I need to do. And immediately got on TikTok because that was the biggest platform at the time. That's what I started with. And then YouTube created shorts, Instagram created reels. So I started posting on all those, just trying to get every social media up, gain its attention. And um, I knew that's what I needed to do. And I just had to get over my fear of getting made fun of and showing my face online. And maybe some videos are weird and I might seem like an idiot, but I'm just gonna make them anyways. I'm gonna be myself and stop caring what people think. So I knew it. I know that's what I need to do to be successful. So
Dope.
just did that, and then Snapchat got in there. Been doing stuff on there the past like 6 months, and Snapchat is definitely one of my favorite platforms right now. It's just great. So shout out to the Snap team. We've been working together for months now, and it's amazing. Definitely a very useful platform.
Amazing. Now, in terms of like your fans, you know, because there are followers, there are fans. Do you have a specific team, you know, that your Lil Man J, team, that
Hey, that's still in the works. I
okay.
definitely I realized quickly that that's something I need to do.
Yeah.
I haven't put too much thought into it as much as I need to, but there's definitely gonna be a name within the next month or so that I'm gonna I just call them my supporters, my family. I feel like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Family, yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah. Just don't call them the
so
Jays. The Jays.
Yeah.
yeah,
just let
y'all
me,
not gonna see that
yeah.
from me.
Just let me know. And then in terms of the music that you are releasing, the project that you're working on, 2024, that's dope. And you've already expressed that you're a few tracks away. Now, just let us know, are there any features that we can expect from that project?
Um, Definitely me and DJ Paul's record is probably gonna be on there.
Yeah.
Yes.
But as far as everybody else, I cannot guarantee anybody else.
Yeah.
But that's also up to what the new year has for me. We still got like 5 months, so
Who would you like to
definitely gonna
work
be
with,
some
though?
big change.
Who would you like to work
What
with?
did you say?
Who do you aspire to work with
Oh,
recently? Like, who do
my
you see
boy
on the horizon?
Polo G.
Oh,
Polo
okay.
G, man.
Yeah. Thought you were
I
gonna
love Polo.
baby. Thought you were gonna say that.
Mm.
Because you got his attention, you got his attention.
Hey, nah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that until I've kind of not fully, but separating myself as much as possible from that little whole
So,
gimmick
yeah,
before I even think
yeah,
about doing that. Because I
yeah,
don't want people to think I'm just trying to get another wave of
Now,
attention.
you're a smart
I
guy.
really want to prove that I can be myself.
yeah.
I think people maybe don't actually know how smart you are. People think you maybe just do things haphazardly. So I
Mm.
think people will definitely get to see the moves behind the moves. You know what I mean? So shout out to you, man. I think you definitely well calculated. You definitely know what you're doing.
Yeah. And let's talk
Yes.
popping out. I saw the video. Ah man, starts so dope.
You're
With
very
the
crazy, by the way.
visuals are
Crazy, crazy.
the visuals are dope, man.
You quite a good attention to detail because
Yeah.
even with the cap freestyle, that video is also pretty dope. I mean, very, very, very intriguing kind of visuals, man.
Yeah. Tell us about the popping out song. Who produced it and who worked on it?
Man, shout out to my boy 20 on the beat. That's my boy I've been working with for over a year now. Also on the low, like kind of one of my mentors through this whole career. And so he's a beast. He's someone I work with very closely. He made the beat. And then really that's kind of it. He made the beat. I wrote the lyrics a little bit before I went into the studio and then wrote the rest whenever I went to record the song. And so I wrote the whole song, and then I had my boy Tizio mix it, and then Eric Lag master it, and then that's how the song was made. And then I hit up my go-to out here in Charlotte, my boy Sean Stanley, and he recorded the music video. And always, whenever I work with him, I know it's guaranteed to be a fire video. So worked with him, and boom, we killed it.
Now,
Great work ethic, by the way. Great work ethic, man.
yeah.
I mean, you kind of 14-day hours, that's a pretty long streak, man. Be working. Shout out to you. The drive is definitely there.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you.
And by the way, do you still stay in South Carolina or have you moved?
Nah, I've yet to move. I think I'm gonna be staying in Charlotte for a while, just due to the fact I feel like I've never lived anywhere else, and I don't know where I want to live. Definitely not LA. Just everything, the prices being high, it doesn't make sense. So just trying to figure it out still.
Okay.
That's dope. That's
Okay.
dope.
Okay.
We look forward to having you in
Try
South
South Africa. Yeah.
Yeah, nice to have you out here, man.
Oh
Get a
shit!
house
Okay,
down
okay.
Yeah.
Get a house down here. Pretty cheap. Pretty cheap.
You won't
Hey,
regret it. You
I
won't
might
regret
have to.
You won't regret it, man. You won't regret it.
Now, in
Hey,
true Power Beat style, we're gonna drop the song for the people, right? And now
Mm.
we are the hosts of the show, but then we are not the ones who normally present the song to the people because we do not want to misrepresent the energy and the vibe of the song, right? So we let you introduce the song to the whole of South Africa, to the whole of Africa, the whole of Pretoria this side, and to all of your newly found fans. So we are going to, family. So we're going to keep quiet, and then we're going to let you drop the song popping out to the people. Are you ready?
How do I do it?
Any way that you want to.
Just take over for like a moment or two. Just introduce popping up.
So I'm gonna be like, y'all listen to it kind of thing?
Yeah. Introduce yourself.
Whatever it is, man.
Introduce yourself, introduce the song. This is all on you.
Let's go.
Go ahead.
Man, it's your boy Lil Man J. And if you out there in South Africa, man, I'm so excited for you to be a part of the family, man. And I'm pretty excited to show you my new song popping out as well, man. So let's go.
There you go.
There
you go. You see, you can also do radio. Just don't take those jobs out here, you know.
That's the man, Lil Man J 012. It's time for you to turn up the volume, and do the most. Lil Man J, before we let you go, right? Where do your newfound supporters and family follow you, man? What are your handles?
Yeah.
Man, so on our platforms, it's real Lil Man J. And on Snapchat, it's official Lil Man J. So make sure y'all go check that out, Lil Man J.
Shout out to Lil Man J. Lil Man J, thank you so much, man, for joining us here on TUT FM, the PowerBEATS 3 to 6, every Saturday with myself, Tommy M, Nisi, and DJ Psycho. We look forward to catching up with you again very soon, when you have your next single, and when you finally worked on the project, right? And when you're ready to announce where you're performing and gigging, we'll definitely be happy to,
put South Africa on the dates.
Yeah, please.
Put South Africa on the dates.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Now, have yourself a wonderful day. Good morning, by the way.
Day, man. It's December, the 1st of December, man. It's a new month.
Let's go. Let's go. Festive season started.
Let's get it.
We're popping out.
Yes, sir, my boy.
Yeah, we're popping out now.
Yeah, man. We in the studio right now. My boy Khan.
Y'all have a good one now, all right?
Thank you so much, bro.
I be popping now. I done made 1000K. You see, I'm popping now. I'm a genius with my lyrics. We ain't jotting.